Good evening. This is Ken Long at Tortoise Capital with the daily quiz for 31 January 2019. So today we're looking at number one, WPM, Wheaton Precious Metals, recently repurposed from silver Wheaton to include a wider range of precious metals. Next thing, number one, we're looking at 30-minute charts. So this tells us we are either very slow day trading or fast swing trading in the hybrid time frame, where we can effectively blend core and turbo. Sometimes we have intraday moves that we expand out to 30 minutes, and sometimes we have swing trades that we dial down into for tactical reasons. But the 30-minute is a nice intermediate time frame. Point number two is I'm looking at all of the dates inside of this blue box. So when I'm on 30 minutes, I like to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. So 30 minutes and 10 days gives me enough data points to get a feel for the statistics. So that's what I'm trying to array there. So number three is a series of 4 sideways quiet channels. You can really see the Z3 lines pinching in each of those conditions, and that set up the possibility for the next breakout move. So in this case, we had a Z3 breakout to the bottom, a Z3 excursion, and then a reversal. This would be a natural place to cash a win, possibly get long. If you didn't, then getting long here in the pocket because you have higher lows, and an opportunity to go back to the RL270. In this number 3 sideways quiet channel, we have another extreme Z3 pinch. We get the breakout the next day. Because that breaks out above this Z3 line here at number 5, that's why I like the entry at number 6. So we're still on 3, but that's sideways quiet channel. And if you use the PSAR as a stop, you're in great shape. So that's this number 3. This number 3, we have a sideways quiet channel here. We get another breakout to the upside. It takes out the hump of the 10. So that's a reasonable point of for entry with the PSAR as the stop, and there you are. On this number 3, we have another sideways quiet channel, breakout to the upside, follow in and go again, the PSAR. So that's number 3. 4 sideways quiet channels in a row, all of which resolve to the upside, and the breakout was squared away. So sometimes you hold your nose and you go for it without trying to wait for confirmation. Number 4, we have a series of those. That's a PSAR flip, a PSAR flip, a PSAR flip. Number 5 is an extension of this Z3 line to treat that as an emerging dragon at number 6, but that's what we're trying to show with number 5, is that Z3 to Z3 lines actually can act as continuous support and resistance, and so breakouts on the far side can become very nice. So that's number 6, this nice entry here that coincides with the break into summer, and off we go. This was one that originally got our attention earlier this week, and we've been riding this wave intraday as well. A nice swing trade already developing from here. Number 7 is a cross from fall into winter, a decisive move. And then number 8 is intended to just show the life cycle, the expected life cycle of this MACD histogram that starts with a transition into spring and a crossover of its own 5-period moving average. Enters the Red River in the spring, departs the Red River in the spring, and then breaks into the summer when it crosses the 0 line right here. Now, one thing to notice is that this really is failure to fail further, and that causes those 2 moving averages up there to begin to converge, and that's why you get back to the 0 line. So, in this case, the spring was an indication of failure to fail early, be ready for the next breakout. Series number 9, we have a breakout to the upside. We're above the 0 line, and it breaks through the Red River, and off it goes to a nice move. And I now want you to just notice the life cycle of how that trend is evolving and changing. Instead of the breakout continuing, you're getting that sideways chop. So even though this is failing into the fall, You're not seeing the failure in price yet, but it's just telling you that the trend has changed from a directional move to a narrow sideways quiet channel. And remember, these moves are 30 minutes long, so you're getting plenty of warning on a 30-minute chart that the truth is changing. So that's this section. In number 10, again, we have a fall, and then it comes back into summer. That makes this a really strong signal. When you had a nice move up, this little hesitation or sideways chop that doesn't really fail, and then crosses its own moving average and then resumes the summer, that's a really nice move. Here's where that summer run is done for that leg, and it crosses back below into this sideways chop here with the entering the fall. At 11, we have fall, and now a breakout to the upside in price as it breaks out of the SQC. This is confirmation. Shortly thereafter, it leaves that red river in this run up, and then we have it rolls over into the fall, enters the river, departs the river at 12. So each of these 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 are really about getting a feel for the life cycle flow of price action up above, and using that to help guide you as to the timing of the trade in its life cycle, and then whether or not that what the long-term trend is doing. And then number 13 would be a projection that if this were to continue to fail here, then we would see that come all the way back to the signal line, the blue line, crossing the 0 line. And then I'd be looking, it could get this low in recent memory, so that's kind of the overshoot of the 0 line. That would require something like a move back here to this support level around 20.20. So the point of this one is to just see the ebbs and flows. This one is kind of keyed to precious metals, so it has some intraday pop to it in those hours when the futures contracts are trading. Those have an inordinate influence on that price action, and an intent to give you a feel for these life cycles. And then as you start to specialize in your targets, you get a feel, how long is the move that makes it look like that, and how typically does it roll over here, or does it get well beyond the red river before it rolls over. So that's today's quiz. Thanks for your kind attention.